The following recording was recovered in Year 4 from a damaged hard drive at the former WRFM broadcast facility in London, dated the 17th of August Year 0. The audio represents the final known transmission of station engineer Tom Brennan, who remained at his post reporting on the outbreak occurring in London. Reconstruction of the file took 37 days. The recording is presented here unedited. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning. It's 6 a.m. on 17th of August and you're with me, Tom Brennan. The Chancellor is back in the Commons this morning defending the latest spending review, with the opposition already calling it austerity by another name. Elsewhere, a new report from the Department of Health suggests that 2 cups of coffee a day might reduce the risk of heart disease, though I suspect we'll be told the opposite by next week. And finally, a man in Kent has been fined for keeping a pet alligator in his bathtub, which he claims was purely for pest control. In other news this morning, that unusual neurological event we've been tracking in Eastern Europe appears to be spreading. If you're keeping score, it's now 10 countries, with the latest reports coming out of southern Poland, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine, Slovakia. Hungary's declared a state of emergency, and apparently Belgrade suspended rail services for the time being. Officials are still calling it a few isolated incidents. No cause for alarm, no international spread, though the Foreign Office has updated their travel guidance if you're headed that way. Symptoms include high fever, disorientation, and in some cases unprovoked aggression. 400 confirmed, though sources on the ground suggest the real number might be higher. 10,000 give or take. Still far from our shores, and the authorities seem to have it well in hand. More after the weather, though looking out the window I'm not sure you're going to like it. Cloudy start across the southeast with outbreaks of rain pushing in from the channel. Nothing too heavy, just your typical English summer, I'm afraid. Highs of 19, lows of 13. They say clearer skies by the weekend, but they always say that, don't they, anyway? Enough doom and gloom for one morning. Coming up, Elton John, some Fleetwood Mac, and a bit of Kylie to brighten things up, because honestly, I think we could all use it. Sorry about that. Apologies for cutting in mid-song. This is Tom Brennan. It's 9:38 a.m. We're getting reports of a... Can we confirm that? Okay, we're getting reports of a disturbance on the Northern Line at Camden Town. Early word suggests several patients admitted overnight with injuries consistent with animal attack, is what I'm hearing. 4 of them were brought into St. Catherine's with what staff are calling unusual wounds. Staff are also mentioning high fever and confusion in at least 2 of the St. Catherine's cases. And we've got unconfirmed chatter that other London A&Es are seeing similar admissions this morning. There's an unconfirmed report of a similar incident at Heathrow Terminal 3 arrivals this morning. We're hearing the same sort of disorientation described in the Eastern European cases. That was Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. This is Tom Brennan, and the time is 11:03 a.m. We're hearing increasing chatter that hospitals across London are starting to feel the strain of these strange new so-called infection cases, with some staff quietly talking about possible quarantines being discussed behind the scenes. St. Catherine's has apparently restricted visitor access, though no one will confirm that on record, and we've had 2 more callers from Camden saying police cordoned off the Northern Line station for several hours now, and it has still not reopened due to a violent attack early this morning. Authorities are still insisting this is a contained outbreak and have not confirmed if this is the same infection sweeping Eastern Europe, claiming it's nothing like what's happening overseas, but the calls and messages coming in suggest people aren't buying it. The phones are lighting up with people saying the same symptoms are showing up here now: fever, disorientation, the aggression we heard about from Bucharest and Budapest, even if the official line is that it's still an Eastern Europe story. With further updates to come, we're going to keep the lines open and we'll be back after the break. We've got a representative from the World Health Organization joining us shortly to try and put some of this hysteria to rest. Stay with us. This is Tom Brennan. Up next, here's Elton John with your song, Try to Breathe Easy, for 4 minutes. This is Tom Brennan. It's 12:07 p.m. and I'm joined now by Dr. Elaine Voss from the WHO, who I want to stress is here to address concerns. Doctor?
Hello, Tom. What we're seeing with this infection is a rapid onset encephalitis with unprecedented aggression in the affected. These patients are not in control of their actions. This is not a mental health crisis. This is a medical emergency. If someone in your household shows symptoms, fever, confusion, unresponsive to communication, you need to isolate them immediately and contact emergency services.
Doctor, we're getting reports now of incidents at multiple London hospitals and even Heathrow. How is it that the official statement is there are no documented cases here right now? Listeners are calling in saying the same pattern we saw in Eastern Europe is appearing here. Can you confirm whether this is still contained overseas or...
We continue to advise against panic. Travel restrictions remain in place for affected regions. The situation is being monitored closely, and it is well contained by the authorities in the area. There is no cause for concern. London police are operating as they should, and we have no confirmed cases in the UK.
Monitored closely, right. We've also had reports of people becoming violent, attacking others without provocation. Is there any guidance on what families should do if...
The best advice remains early isolation and seeking medical attention only when necessary. Avoid unnecessary contact.
Doctor, one last thing. There's growing talk of quarantines in parts of London. Can you... This is Tom Brennan. It's 2:15, I think. This is urgent. I repeat, urgent. We need to issue a correction to our earlier reporting. The WHO has now confirmed that the situation at the Northern Line at Camden Town and St Catherine's and now 3 other facilities is not contained. I am being advised, that is, we are advising listeners to avoid hospital emergency rooms unless absolutely necessary. Symptoms include, I'm just reading this, high fever, absence of pupillary response, and violent behaviour toward non-infected individuals. I want to repeat that. Violent behaviour. This is no longer an overseas story. We've had multiple calls in the last few minutes describing the same thing happening on the streets, people attacking each other without warning. If you're in central London, just stay where you are. This is Tom Brennan, and it's 4 p.m, I think. I don't know. And oh God, we've had multiple calls in the last few minutes describing the same thing happening on the streets. People attacking each other without warning. If you're in central London, just stay where you are. I'm looking at the reports coming in now, and God, they're ghastly. I need to be honest with you, this is not under control. Whatever they're telling you, whatever press releases are going out, it is not under control. If you can get out of the city, if you have somewhere to go, just go. Do not wait for official word, just get out. This is still Tom. I'm still here. I don't know if anyone is still. If you're listening, if you have a radio and you're safe, I'm going to keep talking. We're past the point of official updates. I can see smoke from my window. I can hear... There are sounds I don't have words for. Earlier today I said breached. I understand now. They don't stop. The infected, the affected, they don't stop unless you... We had a call 20 minutes ago from a woman in a parking garage. She said they were waiting at the exits. Just waiting. Not hunting, not chasing, waiting. She stopped talking. I don't know what happened. The phone cut out, and now they're just not working anymore. A busy tone. I've been sitting here trying to remember what Dr. Voss actually said this morning. Something about isolation, about not trying to reason with them. I think she knew... I think she knew exactly what this was and couldn't say it. I think they have known all along since it started. She couldn't say anything. We wouldn't let her say it. Violent behaviour. Unprovoked aggression. We had the words, we knew, and we let this happen. We just didn't... The smoke's getting thicker. Not from a fire, I don't think. Not a normal fire. There's a smell underneath it, chemical, like the insulation burning, or maybe it's the air itself. The ventilation system's still running. I can hear it cycling through the ducts. I keep telling myself that's a good sign. Power means the fans work. Power means the filters. But the smoke keeps coming in through the gaps around the doorframe. I stuffed a towel there. A studio towel, blue, with the station logo. I looked at that logo for 10 minutes trying to remember what it meant. What do those letters stand for? I worked here 3 years. I should know. There's a sound like screaming, but it's not quite screaming. It's higher, and it stops too suddenly, like someone turned off a recording. Keeps starting again, different pitches, different directions. I don't describe it. It's not human screaming. I know what that sounds like. We had a caller once, a woman on a late night show. Her neighbour was breaking down her door and she was screaming into the phone, and I sat there in this same chair with my finger over the dump button thinking, this is it. This is the moment I freeze. But I didn't. I called the police. I stayed with her until they came. I knew what to do then. If you're out there, if you're still safe, find somewhere with a door that locks. Find something heavy to put against it. Not a chair. Chairs are too light. They don't understand furniture. They understand weight, mass, something that takes time to move. A filing cabinet, a desk. I moved the equipment rack in here. 2 meters of amplifiers and mixing boards, vintage gear. The engineer used to say, don't touch that. That's irreplaceable. I dragged it across the carpet. My back is... I think I pulled something. It doesn't matter. Nothing's irreplaceable anymore. I'm going to keep the transmitter running as long as the power holds. The generator's diesel should have hours left. Days, maybe, if the fuel lines hold. I keep thinking someone will trace the signal, find the tower, send someone. But the phones are dead. The internet's dead. The emergency broadcast system never activated. I keep checking the wire services and there's nothing. Just the last headline from this morning, something about coffee and heart disease. 2 cups a day. 2 cups a day might save your life. I had 3 cups this morning before any of us knew. This is Tom Brennan. I'm still here. Still here. Power's fluctuating. If this is being recorded, I don't know if anyone will ever hear this. I keep thinking about the doctor this morning. She knew what this was and couldn't say it. The words didn't exist yet, or we wouldn't let them exist. Violent behaviour, unprovoked aggression. We had the words, we just... I can hear them in the stairwell. I thought I was careful. I thought the door was... But they don't need doors, do they? They just need sound, movement. I haven't moved in. How long has it been? The clock stopped. I keep thinking someone will come. Emergency services, military, anyone. But no one comes. No one is coming. There's a woman on the 3rd floor. I saw her earlier through the window. She's just standing there, not moving, waiting for something, for someone. I think she saw me. I think... I'm going to sign off for now. I'll come back. I promise I'll come back. It's still here. I'm moving a service corridor behind the studio. There's a maintenance door I found. Maps on the wall say it connects to the parking. If I can get to the garage, if I can find a car with keys or just get outside. The stairwell's no good anymore. They're in the stairwell. That was 2 floors down, I think. Hard to tell. Everything sounds wrong now. The acoustics in these old buildings, you know. You think you know a place and then... The woman from the 3rd floor, she's not waiting anymore. I saw her through the window again and she was looking straight at me, but her head... The angle of it, like a dog hearing something, like she was listening for my heartbeat. That's stupid. That's a stupid thing to say, but that's what it looked like. Jesus. Okay. Through here. The corridor's longer than I. There's another door at the end. Red exit sign. If I can just... There's someone in here. In this corridor, standing by the far door, just standing, not moving, like she's waiting for the elevator, like nothing's wrong. I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go back. I'll find another. She moved. Christ, she moved so fast. She bit me, my shoulder, through the shirt. I felt the fabric tear, and then it's not deep. I don't think it's deep, but I can feel it. Throbbing, hot, like the fever's already starting there in that spot, spreading out. I pushed her hard as I could. She went down easy, almost like she forgot how to balance, and I ran back up the service stairs. There was another one on the second landing, but he was facing the wrong way, and I got past. I'm back in the studio now. The rack's still there, the equipment rack. I pushed another one, the CD cabinet, heavy, metal. She's still out there. I can hear her in the corridor. Not moving, I don't think, just standing, waiting. They don't get tired, do they? They don't need to sleep. I should wrap this. The shoulder, there's a first aid kit somewhere under the sink, but I can't look at it yet. I can't look yet. I'll come back. I'll come back when I've... This is still... I can't feel my hands. I think 2 doors between us, her and I. Soundproofing, thank God for the soundproofing, but if I touch the frame I can feel her. The vibrations, like she's already inside my skin. I think she's gotten through the first door, through to the room outside this one, the audio room. I keep wanting to describe what it feels like. For the record, for whoever finds this. But there's no words for it either. It's just wanting. That's all. Just wanting. Wanting what? If you hear this, if you're still, don't come looking for me. Don't come looking for anyone. Just...
Thank you for listening. This testimony has been added to the History of the Zombiewar archives. New accounts are released twice monthly, from the very first days to the more memorable days of the war, from wherever the outbreak found ordinary people. Subscribe to hear where it started, to hear how it spread, to hear how someone else survived. The archives are still growing. Every testimony we recover is a light against the dark, a voice that says, I was here, I saw, I am still here. We have survived.